Welcome to the No Clue Podcast. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Tyler.
I'm Mike.
Welcome back. Post All-Star weekend, post trade deadline. It's been a week and a half, basically, and we're getting a good look at some of these new constructed teams. But the trade deadline wasn't as impactful as maybe it seemed, and maybe for one team, but for all the other teams, it doesn't seem like it was super impactful now in hindsight, even though it was that day. But a lot of stuff has happened. So let's go All-Star Weekend first. What did you think of All-Star Weekend?
I mean, I hate to say it. I hate to assign blame to one person because there was a number of things that didn't go well.
Yeah.
But LeBron essentially taking the weekend off.
Yeah.
Ruined it completely.
It really set the tone.
And it sucks because like LeBron is one of maybe 2 to 3 players in history that's built enough credit to do it.
Yeah.
But it's like there's like an ignorance to, the weekend where the weekend has been struggling. The last times the All-Star game has been great was LeBron setting the tone.
Yeah. And
you knew once the Saturday night it was announced, I think, that he was going to be out, maybe Saturday afternoon.
I think it was maybe Friday afternoon.
Oh, it was like early into the weekend.
Yeah.
You knew the game was going to be dead.
Yeah. It's one of those situations where he knew Greek Freak and AD couldn't make it. So that's like one of those things like, okay, I know I'm sick, but the other 2 people like are really, really sick. So I got to go in there and do what I got to do.
Yeah.
Like, I know I called out this today, but like everybody's sick. So I need to go into work. It's like one of those situations. Like, bro, we can't have 3 or, 4 out of the top 10 players in the league, top 15 players in the league, not even in the All-Star game.
Yeah. And I don't even know if like it's been a few years of that where a lot of guys have gotten hurt around this time.
Yeah.
So I really don't know like what could be done to mitigate that.
I know a lot of people are against this, but I do think that maybe All-Star Weekend needs to be a full week. Like, not the All-Star stuff, but like their break needs to be a little bit longer, to where they can actually come back maybe from a full 4 days and go into the All-Star instead of like just one day off. Like some teams play on like Thursday or like Wednesday, and then All-Star Weekend starts Friday. Like maybe the All-Star week needs to start Monday, and they have all of that week or something like that.
I wouldn't mind they flip it where after All-Star Weekend we get a longer break. I mean, we normally get like 3 days, I think, 2-3 days.
Yeah, I think it's 2. Yeah,
but make that 4 or 5.
Yeah, I'm open to that too.
So I think on either side, giving them a little bit more time could be, at least it's something they would appreciate.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Who did you like in the All-Star game? Who do you think showed out?
Steph, as usual. Steph.
Yeah.
That's really it. I really only watched after the fact that it was hard for me to even stay focused on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, the format, the Kevin Hart and like Mr. Beast, like,
yeah,
dog, I'm watching basketball. What are we doing here?
Leangelo has one song and he's like the headliner for the weekend.
Bro, I let that dumb shit go. That's stupid, but that's like funny stupid.
Yeah.
Bro, Mr. Beast is like, if you read about him, he's got like weird allegations and like people associated to him. Like he's really not even in like a good light right now. And then
Yeah.
Kevin Hart's in like the worst movie every other month. Like,
Yeah.
bro, who's forgiving him for Borderlands? Because I haven't. I'll tell you now. Nobody gave a fuck about that shit, and I still hate him for that.
I didn't even bother watching it. I knew
Nobody
it wasn't for
did
me.
because it's disgusting. But that's a side tangent. But it's just like the players were frustrated about it.
You know, and this isn't a shot to the Bay Area, but like, can we get why can we get more Bay Area people like really involved and not just for like a medley of songs?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm not saying E40 should have hosted the All-Star Weekend, but like something like that.
Beats LiAngelo Ball. Come on.
Yeah. LiAngelo was. I saw him way too much on the weekend.
That song is really like hot. Like, yo, you tell me, they really like play that shit? I thought it was like a joke.
My students sing it every day.
Okay. I guess I'm just tapped out.
I hear a student.
I mean, I haven't been going out, so I don't know. But like, I didn't really think it was like actually hot.
Nah, the kids like it.
Okay, fair enough.
The kids like it. Yeah. Okay. So the other events, Mac McClung completes the 3-peat. Nice.
That was awesome. That was probably the best part, I would say.
Yeah. Dunk contest is kind of coming back to being slightly the best part, even though it's only because like 2 people at a time. I really hate that we have to have like 2 good people and then the other 2 are like maybe they're good, maybe they're not. Like, I don't want a bunch of maybes in the dunk contest every year, like it has been for the last, for a long time.
That's the thing for Mac. Like, he's a 3-time winner, which you would think would make him like a GOAT. But,
yeah.
Like, you're not gonna remember a soul he went against in 5 years.
I won't. Yeah.
Like,
I'm
like, today, who go against? Like, Stefan Castle was cool out there. Like, in 3 years, you're gonna remember that? Absolutely not.
No. Unless Castle comes back and like wins it against somebody else.
Yeah.
That's the only way I'd ever remember he was in it at all. So
he at least like the some of the NBA guys were hyping it up on social media.
Yeah.
And like, I know that's a lot of empty talk, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But again, like, that, just more credit to Mac for kind of resurrecting the contest almost on his own.
Yeah, taking it serious.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. That's all All-Star Weekend takes, is for people to take it serious.
Yes.
Like, that's really the only requirement for it to be enjoyable for us. But,
Now what happened in the skills challenge, I can tell you that.
Oh, yeah. I don't even really need to talk about that. That was
no, we don't.
What do you think about the structure of the All-Star game? Like the new structure, the tournament structure.
It took too long.
Yeah, it did.
But beyond that, like, I like the potential for it.
Yeah.
But again, if like there was like the weird breaks of commentary throughout, and it's like, why?
I didn't like that either. Yeah. And I thought maybe it was too many guys. Like, it was really like 7 guys, but for it to take that long and then us really only see 5 minutes of guys was not like, that's not a fun All-Star game.
Yeah, the teams that lost the first game were like done. Like, you never saw those guys again.
Yeah.
And it was just like that. Like, oh my God, they might as well not have been there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing that I think hurts it. And like, I think maybe if they started it earlier and they played longer, maybe it would be interesting. But like, you're watching the game and Cade Cunningham took 3 shots at All-Star Weekend. Like, that's it. Game's over.
They used to, in the full game, they'd hunt the new guy shots.
Yeah.
And I just didn't feel. It felt like almost more. I didn't feel the players almost at times. It was just like a bunch of guys just hooping real quick.
Yeah. It was real quick. Like for Jokic to have one field goal in the first game, Brunson had one field goal, Jalen Williams had one field goal, Harrell had 2 field goals. Like no one had more than 3 field goals on the team that lost the first game.
Like that's where it's like a devil's advocate. It's like we're asking them to take it seriously, and yet the format is like limiting them from doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, again, Jalen Brunson coming in for a shot, Tyler Harrell for a shot. Like that's what's the point?
Yeah, like why would you even get dressed to go out there and take 2 shots?
That's ridiculous. It's I don't know, man. I feel like they're overthinking the game format.
Siakam didn't even take a shot in his game.
And he normally is like an energy guy. So that just proves the point.
Sengun and Siakam didn't take a single shot. And then Dame took 1 shot in the championship game. Like it's tough. It's tough. It's a tough setup there. I don't know. I also don't think the Rising Stars need to be involved at all. Like I guess you can't do a 3-team tournament, but I'd rather it have just been 4 teams of just all-stars than have the Rising Stars there, because that really proved nothing for me. It wasn't exciting. The young stars really aren't even all that exciting of guys. Like what do I need to see Zach Edey come out there for 3 shots for?
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's just weird. Weird stuff. I don't know. They're just throwing stuff at the wall.
Yes.
Seeing if it sticks.
Hopefully something sticks, but it's not looking great.
How do you feel about like the stakes for the All-Star game? I think we talk about this every year, but do you think like home court advantage in the finals is a good like stake for the All-Star game?
I think if it's fair, yeah. Like, is it really like a fair, reward to give over the All-Star game? You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's tough. I mean, the thing is, likely, almost every All-Star is in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, like, it's on a playoff team other than like Wemby. Every other. I'm looking at the list now. Everyone else is on a playoff team, so they all would be competing for, like, they all technically have a chance to go to the finals.
But if like this, the 5th to the 8th seed does it, makes the finals run, and you're looking at, let's say this year it's like Detroit goes on a finals run in the East, and then OKC comes out in the West.
Yeah.
And you're giving Detroit the finals home court because of the All-Star game at that point, like versus OKC that won practically 65, 70 games.
Yeah. Play harder in the All-Star game.
But
that's the point.
Balance.
Like,
that's the tough balance for me.
I can see them getting mad, but that's the point. They have to add consequences to it, or else they're just going to keep, doing what they're doing.
They got to do something. That is adding a significant consequence they have to take seriously.
Yeah. I'm not saying I fully agree, but I think that is an interesting option. If I think the players would just have to play harder, especially if they go back to East and West, which I think they're so. I mean, they did, and then they abandoned that again, and the young stars, and like, I don't know, man. I will say I really don't like them categorizing them. I know they didn't really do that because the TNT guys picked the teams, but like, I don't like categorizing the global team versus the young team versus the old guys. Like, I don't like that. Even though it didn't have to shake out that way, but the fact that it did, I really don't like, because like there's still, I don't know how to really describe it, but it kind of separates them, and they really shouldn't be separated. Like the All-Star game is supposed to be the time you get to see all these different walks of life guys come together, not like pairing them with their similar guys.
And not really by like a basketball reason.
Right.
So
right.
I'm with you.
Tyler Hero managed to be minus 10 in the All-Star game, which is crazy. He was only to 40. They only had to score 40 points. He was minus 10. All right. Moving on from the All-Star. Did you want to say anything about the 3-point contest?
No, I mean, the 3-point contest was still good. Harrow survived it every round. It was entertaining. But it was still competitive as always.
Yeah, it was. All right. Where do you want to start with we got to start with the Lakers.
Lake show. The Lake show, of course.
Got to start with the Lakers. Luka and LeBron look fantastic. I mean, surprise, surprise. It looks great. Yes. Their defense is great. They have like the number 1 ranked defense since the All-Star break right now, which is crazy. Even though Luka, I don't think he played the first 3 games after the All-Star break. I don't think, right? Maybe 2 games.
Yeah, I think it was 2 or 3.
Yeah, I think it was 2, and maybe he had a minute restriction on the third one because I think he only played like a quarter of the third one or something. But their rotation looks fantastic. Jared Vanderbilt is back. I think people kind of sleep on the fact him being back ups their defense a lot. Jackson Hayes is working at the center, especially on defense. I mean, he's been blocking like dunks. He's like blocked a dunk in every game the last like week. And LeBron and Luka, the passing, the chemistry, the looking up court, the moving the ball, the fast breaks is beautiful. It's beautiful.
You know what's crazy is you clearly see that Luka Dončić is like on a different level from Anthony Davis.
What do you mean?
Like the Lakers have been waiting for LeBron to like really coast and really be able to relax and sit back and like pick the spots when he wants to.
Yeah.
And we've never been able to trust AD to give LeBron that luxury.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
Even like, and AD at times has played like better than what we've seen from Luka so far individually. But the chemistry was like not this good, not this easy, rather.
Yeah.
The spacing wasn't this like easy.
Right.
And that's where it's like Luka and LeBron are able to completely relax on possessions, and the ball movement still is phenomenal. The pick and roll is unstoppable with literally anyone. I mean, they got the one dude backing up Jackson Hayes. I still don't know his name, and I've seen him like 3 times.
Trey Jemison?
I believe so, yeah. He's just solid. He runs hard. He fouls hard. He sets good screens. Like, that's it.
Yeah, he is.
Bro,
yeah.
Jackson Hayes is doing like the perfect Clint Capella imitation. I just need you to catch the ball. That's it. If you catch the ball, you're scoring like 10 points minimum.
Yeah.
And it's like how easy their offense has looked has been the selling point to me.
Yeah.
Like they just go into pick and rolls and teams have looked confused. And they've played Clippers, who there's a chance they'll see in the playoffs. They beat the Nuggets, who there's going to be a chance they'll see in the playoffs. And the Timberwolves, who there's a small chance they'll see in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're playing good teams.
So, like, they're showing out immediately. Luka's clicking with all these guys, not just LeBron.
Yep.
I mean, LeBron has as much energy on both ends as I've ever seen on the Lakers. So, to me, like, there's nothing stopping LeBron and Luka from playing well together.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm quickly like, I don't really see this slowing down. I don't see them, like, regressing in any capacity.
Right.
But what's the doubt? Tell me. Like I'm being a little too excited on this part, I think.
Well, I guess I don't really have doubt. I just don't know if in a playoff series they'll be able to be like unstoppable. I do think up until the playoffs they're going to be like really, really, really good. I think they're going to be probably a 2 seed. But I think when the playoffs comes around and the playoffs are a lot more half court, it's a lot slower pace. I mean, like longer possessions. I don't know. Their half court offense is going to have to show out. Right now, to me, the one thing that they really kill people on is transition and fast breaks. They score every single time.
Yeah.
Like I don't know the percentage. Like I don't know if that's even a stat. The percentage of transition points they score versus the ones that they don't score. But it seems like every single transition opportunity they have, they get a bucket or they get a good shot. And that's not really playoff basketball. It doesn't really happen in the playoffs that much. So when the playoffs come around, I'm curious to see how they get slowed down and what that looks like. Because Reeves, LeBron, and Luka, I mean, they all can be successful in half court, but I don't know. I just need to see more of it, I think. I need to see more. And against more good teams. They played a couple of good teams.
Defensive teams. That's the key, really.
Yeah, like those three combining for 100 points on the Hornets doesn't do anything.
The Clippers game, by the way, I don't think you watched it all the way through, or did you?
No, I didn't peep that one.
They interviewed Ty Lue at one point. I think it was first to second quarter.
Yeah.
And the prototypical question, like LeBron, Luka, they're phenomenal. How do you slow them down?
Uh-huh.
And Ty Lue with the most like pathetic, we're just switching everything, letting them play one-on-one against our bigs. Hopefully they get stagnant.
What? What is
Ty Lue? What?
How is that going to work?
I literally had to rewind it to make sure I heard that right. I'm like, he did not just say, like, basically, Zubac is going to get cooked all day. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Ty Lue, Luka was doing that to you in Dallas relentlessly. We still haven't learned?
At all.
That's what shocked me. And they proceeded to do just that. I mean, LeBron was eating Zubac alive every time that switch happened. Which, like, I could have told you that would happen.
Yeah.
But that's, like, where I think I have more faith is their pick and roll. The quality of shots they're getting is, like, phenomenal.
Yeah, Luka in a pick and roll is borderline unstoppable most of the time.
Yeah, and I don't know how it looks with such better spacing than even in Dallas, which I thought had good spacing.
Yeah.
But so far, it's been perfect.
I think it's better shooters, and they're not so worried about the inside on the Lakers. Like, it's not like it's two bigs, instant alley-oop. I mean, Jackson Hayes is stupid bounce anyway, but, like, now it's Reeves and it's LeBron and it's Finney Smith, who are all knockdown shooters. Gabe Vincent, connect. It's more shooters that they have to really open it up for.
Yeah, and these guys have been hitting. Like, Gabe Vincent's, like, really refound his form.
And they're all legitimately good passers. I think that's one thing to me that's really, really good about this team. Like, I mean, maybe not Finney Smith, but LeBron, Jackson Hayes is a good passer for a big. Reeves, Luka, and Gabe Vincent are all, like, really good passers. Even Shake Milton's a good passer. Like, I saw him come out there for a second.
They've been playing a Goodwin, too. Goodwin's been giving him good minutes.
Yeah, Goodwin. Yeah. Oh, and Rui's a really good passer, too. I didn't even mention Rui because he didn't play in that Clippers game. But Rui's a really good passer.
But that's another thing I've really liked is Luka's playing big.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's getting in there. He's rebounding all the time. Like, that's part of the transition game is Luka's the one getting it, and we go. And he's looking up and making a great pass every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's
they're so much better when those guys don't have to wait around for the ball.
Yeah, and I think I underestimated because I thought giving up AD, it's like on both ends, you really give up like an inside presence. But
Yeah,
like Luka really could get to the rim, I mean, at will on guards.
yeah. They let him go
And
right. He's getting there
defenses,
every
so
single
many of the
time.
playoff teams, this is why I'm like excited because these are the playoff teams they're going to be seeing, and they have no answer.
Yeah.
And I think even the better defensive teams, like maybe Memphis, for example, maybe that's a bad example, but Memphis potentially,
Yeah.
OKC is much better defensively. Like the matchups
Hmm.
just don't really add up with when you have Luka and LeBron out there.
Yeah, I don't know who guards who. Like who's guarding LeBron? If
Exactly.
if someone's guarding Luca, yeah, because you put
Because
your
to me, like
second
you
best
want
defender
Lou
on the
Dort
wing,
on both Luka and on LeBron.
right?
So
And
it's
like
such a
the
tough
Rockets
balance for.
too.
Yeah, exactly.
You want Thompson on both of them. You definitely don't want Jalen Green on one of them.
Exactly.
Like, but you have to end up that way at some point. Yeah.
And meanwhile, they're still trusting. It's not the LeBron and Luka show. They're still letting
Yeah.
Austin Reeves run the show a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So that's
Clippers
where.
probably do have the best defensive team for them. But if they're not going to score on off, like if Harden's going to play how he did, then
Oh yeah, and I mean
it
Powell
doesn't
was
matter.
out, so you cannot outshoot a team without your best scorer out there, pretty much. Literally,
That's a direct shot at Harden.
no. Norman Powell is their legitimate leading scorer this season. That's a
I know,
fact.
yeah. Harden going 5 for 22, 1 for 10 from three is not gonna get it done.
Dude, how many turnovers did he have?
6. Good
He
old
always
6.
he never has bad games without turnovers.
Yeah, it always contributes. Yeah,
Why can't we just shoot poorly? Why do we have to have these games where we give the ball up like 6+ times?
because a lot of his turnovers are forced layups that he's trying to draw the foul and just loses the ball.
Yes.
Like a
Now
lot of times.
this game he was like forcing the dribble. That's even worse to me. It's like at least forcing layups, you're like trying to get inside. You're forcing dribbling, like you're just doing it too much, bro. Just move the ball.
Bogdanovich was a solid 25% from the field.
Oh my god, dude, he has
20.
looked disgusting with them. Oh my god, he looks awful, bro.
Going for him.
They put him out there, and he just like selfishly hunts shots, doesn't pass to anybody. It's so bad.
That's his game.
That's his game.
That's what you get.
The game I saw with Norman Powell, I was like, please get Bogdanovich off this roster now.
Yeah, I don't know what value teams see in him for him to do that. Like it's really bad.
He plays like a number one
game.
all the time.
Yeah, he does. Off the bench, he plays like a number one. Yeah. But defensively, with Batum, Ben Simmons off the bench, and obviously Kawhi and Norman Powell, them having that's a really strong defensive lineup. And I mean, Zubac is a really, really good defensive center against the Lakers. I think that would be a really fun series.
Yeah, I think the Clippers
depending on which Harden shows
in
up.
a weird spot. Like I don't know how much better they could get.
Yeah.
But they're volatile enough to like. I do think they can match up with the Lakers and give them problems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They got a lot of guys that could get really hot too.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Moving on. Let's go to the Sacramento Kings. This is interesting to me.
Good win last night.
Very good win. Zach LaVine has been like absolutely torching the league since he's been on Sacramento. Like absolutely destroying everything. Mm-hmm. They put up 144 points right before the All-Star break. Since then, I thought they were going to slow down. No, they went to they were going up 133, 129, 113. Like they're scoring a lot of points on teams, and it's because I don't think they're really playing defense. They're just going all firepower in these games, just straight firepower, like every single game.
I think you made you talked about this. We talked about it off air, obviously a little bit, but
yeah.
Zach is like a immediate solution. He's a phenomenal immediate solution to a problem.
Yeah, he is.
And to me, it's like a weird way to put it, but he's come in and he's been significantly more selfish than De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
And that's what this team needed.
It absolutely is.
Like this is why, and Fox is doing a little bit of that in San Antonio. So maybe it was just like a needed change of scenery. But
yeah,
Zach he keeps the game simple. Like he keeps the way he gets his shots very simple.
Yeah.
And that's where I kind of got frustrated with Fox a lot of the time. Like you're probing, you're trying to like get somewhere. Just get the shot you want. That's it. Like, let's move on.
Yeah.
And I think Sacramento as a whole has kind of feeded off LaVine playing just basic.
Yeah.
Like I'm seeing Keon Ellis not really trying to do too much. I'm seeing DeRozan taking
Finally.
quicker shots.
Yeah.
Sabonis is kind of like not just forcing handoffs all the time. He's just feeding LaVine.
Monk is having double-digit assist games.
I mean, that's a perfect sign that the chemistry sometimes we're just overthinking it.
Yeah.
Let's just attack. Let's get aggressive, and the results are there. Again, it's an immediate solution. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You're not
Mm-hmm.
You're not making a playoff run like this.
Mm-hmm.
But for a team that had no identity, like whatever identity they had, they were like losing it coming into the break.
Yeah.
And Zach has given them a level of focus that they really needed.
Yeah. Yep.
So I like watching them, man. They're a ton of fun.
Yeah, he in the Charlotte game, he was 16 for 19 for 42 points. He only missed 3 shots in that game, which is crazy.
Bro, LaVine, he hasn't been like fully healthy for a good period of time in a while.
Yeah.
He's been
this is like one of the longest stretches.
To stop. I mean, I was delusional years ago thinking he was on his way to be the best shooting guard in the league. You can see why.
Yeah.
The talent is clearly there.
Yeah. And to your point, him being more aggressive, him attacking more is exactly what Sacramento was looking for. It's open it up for everybody else. Like you said, it gives everyone easier shots. Sabonis doesn't have to force, doesn't have to have the ball so much. Monk can get to his spots better because Monk is underrated for how well he moves without the ball. Mm-hmm. So when you have someone else attacking, he's able to like move around the defense a little bit better. They just look good, and their depth looks really good.
Yeah,
their depth has been solid.
I would like to see them potentially climb out of the play-in.
Yeah,
I think I think they could stay hot for the most part.
Yeah,
especially with the depth, like you said, that's kind of the sustaining factor for me to keep it going.
Yeah, I mean, in this last game against the Rockets, they went 11 deep. They went 10 deep.
Forgot the credit, by the way. They got a real center.
Yeah, Valanciunas
is a real center. And Valanciunas is coming in, and he's immediately like, oh, LaVine is the guy. Like, we could, if there's a problem, find Zach.
Yeah.
And it's simple. I love it. I love everything about it, honestly.
And getting him, I forgot about him and DeRozan's like playing together for so long.
Exactly.
I don't know why I completely forgot about that when they got him. I'm like, him and DeRozan were like, they had great chemistry on Toronto
for years.
Yeah, they were like a really nice duo. And then, I mean, and they have Crowder and McDermott. Like, they have a bunch of playable guys, like legitimately playable guys. Lyles, they picked up Fultz, which was kind of underrated pickup for them. Not that he's gonna like come be great for them, but for them to not really start a point guard, to have someone that comes in that can still handle the ball, and now has pretty good experience. Makes a good play here and there, but he's steady. He's not like going to hurt you being out there. I think it's a good pickup. They got a squad. I really like the Kings. Yeah. I think they're one of only maybe 2 teams that has a chance to get out of the play-in for me. 7 and 8. But
we're going to be talking about them, I think, a little bit more towards the end of the season because a lot of their games are going to be important for the standings down the stretch.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Let's move on to the Warriors. The Warriors are, I want to say, 7-2 since acquiring Jimmy Butler. Jimmy didn't play in one of the losses, so they're 7-1 with Jimmy Butler. The loss last night, he didn't play, so 7-1. They're averaging 126 points per game. Steph is averaging he's having like the best 10-game stretch like in the last 5 years. What do you think?
Fluke is not the right word because that's not what this is. They're playing really well.
Okay.
And they're rediscovering what makes their offense the best in the league, which is why I think the West is kind of stressed out over them immediately.
Yeah.
But they haven't addressed any of their weaknesses, like I've been saying.
Like what? What weaknesses?
The defense. They can't match up well with anybody.
With Jimmy?
They're still too small. They can't.
Yeah.
They can't rebound with big teams. They're going to be facing a big probably every round.
Yeah.
And it's
Quentin Post.
It's to me.
He looks great though.
It's like Steph's. He does look good. He does. You're right.
He's kind of cooking.
We've seen the random guys cook for them before. I'm not like it's not going to sustain into the playoffs to me.
Okay.
But the doubt for me is like Steph is backpacking again. It's the offense is getting back to form, but it's Steph that's the nucleus of it working right now. And to me, like it's important for them for their depth to develop, and it's not. It's not. It's just Draymond is playing better. Like the core guys are stepping up.
Yeah.
But that's been not enough for them for a while now. And especially when they're going to be dependent on both ends, everybody, I don't have the faith. I just don't.
Yeah.
And a lot of they're not a guaranteed, like when they're in trouble, I can't trust them to get a layup.
I will say, well, one thing. Go ahead.
No, I would like to see kind of Jimmy shoot more, specifically inside.
Yeah. He is really slowly like integrating with them, very slowly. The only thing that's really helped them with Jimmy has been having another ball handler, like someone else who's actually a threat while they're handling the ball.
Yeah. Like
Podziemski is not that. Gary Payton is not that. Like they're handling the ball. The defense is not even looking at the ball. Like they're just face guarding their man. But now Jimmy has made teams have to be ready to help. He's made teams have to like put a body on him when he's cutting. He's rebounded really well since he's been there. He's had a lot of assists since he's been there, but you're right, he really hasn't been scoring much. Also, Kuminga's been out for like 26 games, which I didn't even know he was been out that long, but yeah, it's been 26 games. So that's kind of hurt their inside presence. I don't know why Trace Jackson-Davis is just out of the lineup now, which I don't know why, like, just randomly Kerr just kicks people out of the lineups that like will go from starting to not playing at all. Like every few weeks, like, oh, now Moses Moody is starting.
If Moses Moody doesn't have an answer, neither do I.
Moses Moody is starting now, and then Trace Jackson-Davis just doesn't play at all. Looney is back playing after him being not playing at all. I don't know if he's resting guys, like found a new way to load manage bigs. But anyway, shout out to Quentin Post. He looks great. D. Santos doesn't look any better. But I like how they look, man. I do have faith in them. I think them opening up for Steph was really important for them. I think that they do. I think either way they would need Steph to really, maybe not backpack, but he still has to be the best player on the court every night for them to be good. Regardless, like no matter who they got, I think he would have had to be the best player on the court every night.
Yes, and I think that makes them much more beatable.
That's fair. That's fair. Because they don't really have the balance that people look for in a playoff team. Like we mentioned, Sacramento, they have crazy balance right now, whereas you'll have DeRozan with 20, Murray with Keegan Murray with like 15, Sabonis with 15, Monk with 20, Levine with 20. Like they can do that, but Warriors really don't have that situation going on.
And a lot of teams in the West have two impact guys like Steph is, where maybe they're not as good as Steph, but Memphis is Ja's playing, top tier when he's out there.
Mm-hmm.
Jared Jackson's having probably his best year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Cleveland has like four guys playing phenomenally every night. I mean, that's just the East, but the West has SGA and Jalen Williams every night. The Lakers now have Luka, LeBron every night.
Yeah.
The Clippers don't really have anybody. The Wolves pretend like they have two guys doing it. Denver has Jamal Murray getting back in form.
But do you think that Jimmy is doing the normal, like, I'll wait for the playoffs thing? Yeah.
Probably.
Like, you think in the playoffs Jimmy's like gonna have?
This 40? Is where I'll take being completely wrong. If playoff Jimmy reemerges again, there's a good chance they're walking through the conference, or at least to the Lakers.
Yeah, if it's Steph in playoff Jimmy,
I'll never pick Jimmy in advance ever again. I'll take being wrong. I'm never gonna trust him in advance.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
But he really has. He's been coasting very hard.
Yeah, he plays. We talked about this before about somebody else, but he plays like the assistant coach that's like had to step in with the team.
Yes,
but like doesn't really want to shoot. Yeah, like he's just trying to get everyone to like actually run the play and
he's like showing where the coach wants the next pass to go. Like, okay, bro, we get it.
That's what Jimmy's doing for them. Yeah, I like it though.
And that's the thing on the Warriors because the ball movement is perfect. It looks awesome. Like he's already looking like a key piece to them being way better.
Yeah.
But I gotta see them expect more and him kind of look to do more.
Yeah. I'm curious to see when Kuminga comes back how they look with
the lineup's gonna be interesting. Like Jimmy and Kuminga in the same lineup to me opens up a lot of small ball options.
It does, yeah. They can like that team could be big and small at the same time.
Yeah, like, you put Draymond at the 5, Curry,
Moody
obviously the 1, and then you give Moody, who's got good size, like.
Yeah, Moody or Buddy.
Yeah, you could run up and down, and you could get everybody into rebound.
Yeah, and you have like real threats outside. It's Kuminga. I think is really stopping them from really showing their full package.
Mm-hmm.
But when he comes back, that's when we'll really see how they look. I think, which I don't even know. I haven't heard anything about him coming back. I really didn't know he was gone that long. I knew he was out, but they said he could return Monday, so maybe tomorrow. Maybe.
He was playing well before he went out.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I didn't even remember him getting hurt, but. Memphis, January 4th, he got hurt.
Yeah, I also missed it.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Who else? Who do you want to talk about? I hit my teams.
That's it for the big acquisition teams. Am I missing anybody who's had like? I mean, I don't care about the Raptors. I haven't watched them.
The Bucks.
Bucks look solid. They've been winning some good games.
They've been winning games, and I forgot which game it was I saw where like Lillard and Greek Freak weren't there. Like one of them, I don't know, maybe someone got in foul trouble, and Kevin Porter Jr. and Kuzma like closed the game as like the stars on the court, and that was like I was shocked. Like they actually looked really good. Man, what game was that? I can't remember what game that was.
I mean, I'll tell you, their chemistry looks a lot better.
For them. Yeah, it does, and Kevin Porter has given them like a different, like allowed them to change tempos more. Like, I mean, Damian's a really good point guard and stuff, but he's just not like, he just doesn't play like Kevin Porter. I can't really describe it. Like Kevin Porter's fast, you know, he attacks
a lot bigger too.
Yeah, obviously a lot bigger. He attacks more. He kind of puts more pressure on the defense from like you have to back up a little bit because he may just blow past you. That's not really Dame's game. So, I mean, when Dame attacks the rim, he's the smallest guy in the paint. And when Kevin Porter Jr. doesn't, I mean, he does, he's not. So, I really like him for them. And Kuzma's been steady. He's been steady. He's been a good floor spacer for them. He hasn't really set the world on fire, though.
No, I'll give Doc some credit, man. The rotations have been a little more steady.
Yeah.
Like, we're not just trusting the guys who played well for a week and you like that and, like, that was it. We're kind of seeing what's working. We're going based on the things that are working.
Yeah.
Like, the last, I would say, just 2 months in general for the Bucks, there's, like, a small level of, like, you see them trying to get better on both ends.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It's a struggle because they are limited in ways.
Mm-hmm.
But them, like, again, I see the improvement and then trying to get better. Including Doc, trying to like figure out what's working.
Bro, against the Heat last week, guess who had the most minutes off the bench?
Green, I'm guessing.
Yes. AJ Green had 30 minutes off the bench. He only played 1 minute less than Greek Freak in that game.
Listen, I can't say shit because AJ Green's, again, he's been a big reason why. Like, it makes sense. He's played well. But prior to that, I couldn't fucking explain to you Doc's love for AJ Green.
He played more than Gary Trent, Kevin Porter Jr., Andre Jackson Jr., Taurean Prince.
Bro, you're trusting AJ Green in the playoffs? He's getting eaten alive. It's fucking either I get a shot off or I look for Greek Freak or Dame. Like, come on.
Yeah.
He's played great, but to me, it's like part of the Dame and Giannis backpack where like they're generating looks for him that are phenomenal. He should be playing well with those guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Question is like, Doc, he's not Austin Reeves, right? Like we can't put the ball in his hands and start letting him make decisions all the time.
It does seem like every team is like trying one white boy this year.
There is
like they're just trying some
little
somebody.
bit of that, yeah. There's something to that.
I do think Reeves started it, but like now every team is like, yo, just throw Hauser out there a little bit longer. Hauser absolutely got destroyed the other night. Every single Cavs player that he switched on to.
He's alive all the time. He's the typical like I'm there, but you can score on me anytime you want.
Yeah.
He'd be sliding his feet like he's part of the defensive unit, getting torched all the time.
Yeah. Yep. Golden State got Quentin Post. It's working though. I like it. Yeah. Someone else has somebody else like, yo, who is this guy? I can't remember who I was watching. But like everyone's just trying, guys. You know, Brook Lopez should look in the mirror and be disgusted that like getting Jericho Sims actually helps the Bucks. Like Jericho is playing great off the bench for them.
Bro, I can't tell you 5 players in the league this year that have been more selfish than Brook Lopez.
Like Jericho Sims should not be an upgrade.
Like, bro, they went on that stretch where they won like 8 of 9, and the one fucking game they lost was because he was selfish as hell, shooting so many disgusting jumpers. Like, Brooke, why? And it's still, they almost play well in spite of him all the time.
They do, yeah.
He's going to kill them in the playoffs. It's going to piss me off.
Jericho has had a better plus minus than Brooke in like the last, like 3 of the last 4 games.
He does nothing, bro. He's literally addition by subtraction.
Exactly. He just comes in and gets a rebound. Gets rebounds, basically. He gets a block here and there. But their balance, the Bucks' balance with Kuzma has been fantastic, actually. Like having Porter Jr., Gary Trent, Dame, Brooke, Greek Freak, and Kuzma all in double figures in a game is like, it's tough to beat. That's really tough to beat. It really is. I think they're gonna make a big push in the standings for the rest of the season.
That's what can make me like believe in them competing with the teams with better chemistry.
Yeah.
Like you're really developing your balance, your depth. Like that's what you need to beat 4 out of 7 games from Cleveland, who's scorching hot. Even Detroit, who's pretty hot. Boston, who's not going anywhere. Like you need your depth completely there to even have a chance.
Yeah, and the Bucks have a team that you have to help. Like there's like the Knicks are a good team, they're balanced, but you don't really have to help off of any of them. You just gotta lock in and just try to play good defense. But with Dame and Greek Freak, you have to help. Like Greek Freak's getting triple teamed in the paint. Dame is getting trapped or iced on all screens. So like on high ball screens. And like that just opens it up for guys like Gary Trent. Connaughton's been out, but he's another guy that adds to that balance. Like it helps for Kuzma for the mid range, those corner threes. And then when Bobby comes back, which would be like right at the playoffs, he'll help too. So yeah. I think the Bucks are gonna be tough.
He should be locked in for the playoffs, hopefully.
Yeah, he should be. Yeah. The Bucks upgrading like health wise was a really, really good move with Kuzma. Like even if Kuzma is not better than Middleton, I think he is better than Middleton actually, but even if he isn't, to some people, he's gonna be more healthy. So, and he's younger.
Yeah.
So like it's still an upgrade in a lot of ways. Anybody else you want to go to?
Not positive. I mean, there's a team that didn't do anything at the deadline who's completely falling apart.
Who?
The Phoenix Suns.
They did. They got Nick Richards.
Yeah,
that was right before the deadline, I think. But
good pickup.
Yeah.
There, bro. Have you seen the reports of like Budenholzer asking Devin Booker to like stop being more vocal?
To stop being vocal?
Yeah, from like Chris Haynes.
Nah, I haven't heard that. That's crazy.
I'll try to find it after this, but it was like a bizarre story. Like, what the hell? And the reaction from Deep Book was like, what the fuck? And it's
That's
like
weird.
An insane situation, but they've played, like, they've quit.
Yeah.
Like, there's the chemistry is gone, bro. And I was praising the first month of the season. They were passing it to each other. They liked each other. They would like make an effort to play on both ends, and it's gone.
I found the article right here.
Yeah.
Phoenix Suns head coach Budenholzer. This is from Bleacher Report. Phoenix Suns head coach Mike Budenholzer reportedly took issue with star Devin Booker's desire to be vocal on the court and during timeouts. The complaint shocked Booker. I was told that weeks ago Mike Budenholzer called a star guard into his office to issue a complaint. That complaint, I'm told, was that Booker was being too vocal on the court and during timeout huddles. He implored his star guard to tone it down to let the coach's voice be heard. This completely shocked Devin Booker. It can be fixed with a little more talking, I would say, Booker said. Things get tough. We get quiet as a team, and from my experience and from what I've seen, that's not the way to get through it. Interesting. That's from Bleacher Report.
like Booker's the only. He's been competitive, like individually. I'll give him credit for that.
Oh wait, there's a little more. Booker added, skipping over the details and always talking the "we'll get them next time" mentality. At some point, you got to draw the line, and it should have been drawn a long time ago. I'd rather two people say the wrong thing to each other than nobody talk at all and leave the gray area. It's like any job or any group project you have to do. You have to do it together. I always look at myself first, but I also talk a lot.
So this is obviously true, bro. He obviously didn't like dispute it or like, oh, this didn't happen.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, Budenholzer, I've seen his delusions on the court at times.
Yeah.
This is like a different level of stupidity, I think.
What, this particular thing?
Yeah, asking D-Book to like stop being vocal. I mean, that's just the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
I wonder what exactly. There has to be a specific thing he was talking about.
Now
maybe Booker doesn't want to say it.
There's of course the scenario of Budenholzer was talking a bunch of bullshit, which is kind of what D-Book implied, where it's like, you keep saying we gonna get him next time, but like we're fucking trash. And at a certain point, something has to be said that we're not getting them next time. It doesn't look like it. And to me, like, the leadership is so atrocious.
Yeah.
And this is where it was kind of ridiculous that D-Book and KD were like excited to team up.
I agree.
In hindsight,
everyone else thought that was a good idea.
A lot of people delusionally looked at the individual talent, right? D-Book is like a top 4 shooting guard, no question. Durant is a top 3 small forward, no question.
Yes.
But it's like the description of what the chemistry would be, I didn't hear from anybody.
I think everyone just, for some reason, still, the Durant thing is just like a virus that just sweeps through the basketball world. This delusion that Durant, 1, is good to play with, 2, is a good leader, 3 is like gonna take over a team positively. None of those things have been true a single time in his career. Not one single time.
And KD's like, he's not even trying hard to pretend that he gives a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw the comment of like, I didn't want to get traded mid-season. I wanted to stick it out. Tyler, of the 3, have you watched him the last like 2 weeks? Of the 3 guys who've quit, Booker hasn't quit. Of the 2 star players who've essentially quit, is KD is on the top of the list.
Yeah.
He threw a fucking punch at a rookie the other day. Like, come on, what are we talking about? Sticking it out for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Come on.
You want to hear his
his
quote to Chris Haynes?
Before that. It's like we've completely given up on like the star players set the tone in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like that's where it's like everybody else in the league is doing that for better or worse. Philly for worse, for example. It's not always working out. Minnesota doesn't look good. Like it's not a perfect world. It's not going to work out. But to just give up completely is so shameful to me. After saying I'm gonna stick it out.
Yeah, like Grayson Allen can't be your tone setter on the team.
Oh my God. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's just like Mason Plumlee probably saying we'll get him next time every fucking day.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, I'll say this because I've had to tell a player to stop coaching in the timeouts. I think he listens to the pod. He knows who he is. But it wasn't because, like, I didn't want him saying stuff, but sometimes you just need, like, I needed the team encouraged. I didn't need, like, an assistant coach from the player. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and sometimes that's the thing, because I can imagine Booker being very intense and very like you guys aren't doing this, you guys aren't doing that, you guys aren't doing this.
Harsh about the stuff that's going on.
Yeah, but I'm saying maybe I could see him also being like pointing fingers isn't the right, like, for a lack of a better phrase, pointing fingers. And I think once you get to that point with a team that has like a lot of divas like this team does, you like reach another level of purgatory there. Like you're instant purgatory if Booker is telling guys that they're not doing their job. That's really is Budenholzer's job to do, not Booker's, even though he's maybe the captain of the team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Booker,
to me, like it getting to this point means Budenholzer has made mistakes at every step of the process.
Yeah, Budenholzer or the Stars have. Yeah. Because the Stars have to take some.
The Stars for sure.
Stars have to take the playing responsibility first. Just like especially Booker being a Kobe student. Like Kobe would never say anyone else wasn't doing something. He'd be like, I should have did more myself.
Exactly.
And Durant has never been like that. Booker sometimes is like that, but I think he's like that to the media, but I don't think he's like that to the team. Or else, like, I feel like they would have been playing better by now, or he would have been doing more. And Beal obviously has never been like that ever. So if you don't have any of that, like, I feel like Tyus Jones even will say I should have played better and really not have any impact on the win or loss record. But I feel like he'll even be someone who will take responsibility for the game as the point guard. But none of those other guys do that.
And to me, like, they've had to be more than scorers. And as the going has gotten tougher for them, they've just regressed to chucking more shots, playing less defense, being more like the leader. Again, it's like I can't. Let's give an example of Atlanta. Atlanta is kind of a team that's average, not really like their leadership. You could make a case is inconsistent at best, not good probably, but like there's still Quinn Snyder still found a level of camaraderie with the star player or players.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That to me, like Budenholzer, okay, you're not playing well. How did these guys give up?
Right.
That to me is like in now the reports that are leaking out are like so disgusting that you look awful as a coach. D Book looks like even more of a diva than he already has established himself. KD is another fucking reason that he's potentially a loser, but nobody wants to talk about that. And Beal is kind of just following the rest of these guys.
Yeah, and just like
a shit show. Oh my god.
On brand with Kevin Durant, he blames the media.
Let me hear this.
You see, so after the win against who did they play? New Orleans? Yeah, New Orleans. This is what Durant said. You hear the noise around our team. You see what's going on around our team and how many people got opinions on what we're doing. And I think as players, if you hear that stuff, it's about deflecting all that stuff and focusing in on what's in the locker room and not letting the noise affect us, because there's some noise that came out today. Okay? I'm not going to act like we didn't see it. We went on today, and that's been happening around our team the last 2 years. So guys are understanding what circumstances we got to play under, and what we need to do is just focus on each other. If you got Bleacher Report, you got ESPN, all that stuff just flashes. It's hard to ignore all that stuff, but that's the nature of the beast we're in. And I think I'm sorry. And I think the more we knuckle down and understand, like, yes, we are playing bad basketball, we're not playing up to our standard. And the easier we just accept that, we can come out there and play games like we did tonight, where we're just moving the ball, shooting the ball well, playing great defense. I like a little struggle. I like a little adversity. Yo,
was that a fucking like, bro? If I closed my eyes, I could believe that to be an AI generated answer. Like, way to say a whole bunch of fucking nothing, bro. Thanks.
Yeah, it was a whole bunch of nothing.
Fucking empty. Even
or just flat out lies.
Booker's comments were like subtle, but if you read into it, like he actually said a lot. KD's the polar fucking opposite, where he said a whole bunch of shit, but you deep dive it, nothing really came the fuck out.
Yeah.
And that's, again.
That's been him for a long time. That's, like I said, it's on brand.
Lied, dude. I can't. This is such like shameful lies where he's like, yo, the team wanted to trade me, but I vetoed it because, it's like, that's a tough thing to do mid-season. I wanted to work it out, and then in the summer, we'll see. Dude, you're not even trying to work it out.
Right now, there's 25th in rebounds.
Adversity, bro. Since you leave every time you face it. What are we talking about?
That's why
you run. You have a history of running from adversity. What are we talking about?
This is a flat-out lie, the adversity thing. Right now, they're 25th in rebounds per game, 22nd in opponent's points per game. So,
I'll tell you, and Luka's probably like top 5 in rebounding on the fucking Lakers. For everybody talking about he's out of shape, he can't play defense. Like, he can make a fucking effort.
Yeah.
These guys acting like their buckets determine the fucking outcome of the games. Like, nah, KD, you got to fucking rebound. You're 6'10".
Yep.
25th in rebounding when they got bigger at the deadline is sick.
Yep.
The fuck you get a big for if you're not going to rebound? Like, it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Warriors could have got him and been a fucking certified contender.
Yep. Plumlee plays 17 minutes per game and averages more rebounds than Durant does, who plays 37 minutes a game. I know they play different positions, but like, you're out there 20 more minutes than somebody. You should be able to get one more rebound. Like, he averages one rebound more than Durant and plays 20 minutes less.
That's where it's like obvious they're not making an effort. Like, KD, can I get a fucking like 7 assist game? Hello? Can we get some playmaking? We're just chucking everything.
He did have one good assist game recently, but just one. Like, and Booker kind of has fallen off his assist thing. He was having like a good assist stretch. He kind of fell off. Booker.
Yeah, but they're in such like free fall.
Yeah.
And it's like the fact that they're falling out of the playoffs and there's no sign of like, damn, things have to change. Like KD talking about adversity. You guys just suck. What adversity? You guys just aren't good. If you and Beal and Book played a little harder, you'd be way better.
Yeah, adversity is like when something out of your control happens.
He acting like he's swinging it to G leaguers who like don't know how to hoop.
Or he acts like someone is hurt for the season. Like, no, it's only you. Like, you guys are doing this.
Just slack.
That's not adversity. Adversity is when something happens to you that you can't control, that you have to overcome. No, Durant, you guys just have to lock in.
Like, even Kawhi Leonard is trying to sneak out there and like do a little more than shoot. Like just a little. Yeah. Like, come on, there's a level of basketball that like just beyond scoring that these guys are just ignoring.
Only 4 teams in the entire Western Conference. Well, I'm sorry, 5 teams in the entire Western Conference have a losing record in the last 10 games. Phoenix is one of them. Portland doesn't even have a losing record in the last 10.
How far are they out of the play-in, or are they like the last team in?
They're 11th, but they're 4 games back. 3.5 games.
There's a gap?
Yeah, they're 3.5 games back from Dallas.
They're atrocious. That's such an embarrassment.
They may get lucky with AD being out that Dallas may slip more.
You think they're climbing? I have not seen any signs of them climbing.
I mean, Dallas losing 3 games in a row isn't like that. Wouldn't shock me.
No, that's fair. Even though Kyrie's been playing well, so I have more faith in Dallas to turn around without AD.
Yeah, it's possible.
Man, Phoenix is just like completely devoid of leadership, and it's depressing.
Yeah, it is. It is. And, the thing is, Budenholzer can only do as much as those guys trust in him to do.
Yeah. Yes.
which I don't think they do at all.
No.
Like, I don't think Durant has ever trusted a coach, honestly.
In his life. No. Maybe on Team USA, but that's it.
Yeah, so I don't think – I think Budenholzer's in a tough spot because who was that last year? Doc that said he definitely doesn't want to coach Durant. Remember that? He didn't say Durant, but the Suns. When the Suns' job was open and they were asking people, and like a bunch of the other coaches was like, no way. Nah, I'm good. I think Doc was one of them that said, nah, I'm good. And this is why. Because
he's selfish.
He's not going to trust who you have. You can't do your job. Like, coaching is one thing that if your subjects or your team doesn't trust you, there's nothing you can do.
Yep. And that's what's crazy to me is I thought a lot of their improvements early in the season were like them believing in him.
I thought so. I mean, it looks like a Bud team.
Yeah, like
so
they're
I do think it was
trusting
Bud.
each other. I don't know how you just like abandon that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something like that Bud situation between Booker, because it's like it's such a like awkward conversation to even have.
Mm-hmm.
There was like, I'm sure there were things lost in the subtext of the conversation. You know what I mean? Like things taken wrong from either side, or things phrased not as good as they could have been.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, and it could have just been as simple as saying like, Bud say, okay, well, let's run through this. And Booker says, nah, I think we should do this. And then Bud could have just pulled him aside like, yo, man, I need you to trust me in those situations.
Yeah.
Like, we can't be disagreeing in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a fair thing to happen. Like, with one of your star players, you guys can't not be on the same page in front of other players. Like, it's cool if you guys go and you have a talk off court or, like, behind the scenes out of the timeout. But in a timeout, you're trying to do something and Booker's shutting it down. That does ruin your trust with the team. Because then, like, well, Booker's coaching the team. That's not what I get paid $10 million a year for.
And it's
to just babysit Booker coaching the
coaches.
team.
It's like that's the reason you switch coaches, guys. Like we're switching coaches because you're based on your play. Like you're not believing in Frank Vogel. Like, and now it's the same shit, and you're acting like even less mature about the situation. Exactly. So I feel bad for Bud, but I'm happy for the Warriors that they ended up with Jimmy and not KD. So that would have been sick.
Yeah. I wonder what KD would have been like this year on the Warriors.
What if?
Yeah. They should make a what if show like of all NBA what ifs, because NBA has the best what ifs. I think football mainly are just like drafting what ifs.
The season finale has to be Chris Paul and Kobe Bryant. Has to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What if Durant never left the Warriors? Yeah. What if the banana boat crew actually got together? What if they never got on the banana boat?
God, that would have been hilarious.
What if LeBron stayed in Cleveland? Like it could be some cool stuff. Like they got to do Jeffrey Wright. You gotta be the watcher for the NBA. What if that would be lit?
I will say, like looking back to how LeBron and Melo played, I don't know if they would have been that great together. Like they wouldn't have really made each other better. I don't think.
Yeah, like one of them would have had to, like, they couldn't have both. Like, they both got really good at posting up as their career went on.
Both peaked together.
Yeah, because some of the things that they adapted, like they both adapted at the same time, and that wouldn't have worked. Like both of them kind of adapted the post game at the same time, and that wouldn't have worked on the same team. Like Carmelo would have had to just stick to his outside game and then let LeBron post up, or vice versa. Like,
I don't know if it would have worked. I mean, it's still awesome. It would have like worked to some extent, but it would have been stagnant, I think. Yeah, it probably would have been like KD and Booker. Yeah, basically. I mean, not them playing like that. I'm saying like the overlap of their shots. Yeah.
Like, yeah, Booker shoots mid range. KD also shoots mid range. Like, we can't shoot at the same spot. So, yeah.
I had another team that's fallen apart on the other side of on the other conference.
The 76ers?
Yeah. Yeah, we got to put them to bed, put them to rest.
Yeah, Paul George is focusing on the game, and he just won the game for him last night.
Wow. That's phenomenal.
You don't think they can catch Chicago? I mean, but just for fun, because they're not going to do anything in the playoffs without Embiid.
Yeah,
I mean, Maxey and Paul George and like a bunch of guys that are battling injuries is just not going to get it done anyway.
You know what's tough is they've been so competitive a lot of the season. Like,
yeah,
they're the opposite of Phoenix, where it's like, no matter how trash the leadership has been, the players have they have the right group of guys.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
the supporting cast with the rights if we could believe in the star players, like this team is really good, could be really good.
Yeah,
and I mean Embiid, like there has to be a level of a serious conversation to like where they go forward
with his health.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, I guess he could pull a Kawhi and kind of just like pretend like he's gonna get back, and never do.
Yeah,
but it's like Philly, you sat in limbo for years waiting for guys to get healthy.
Yeah,
and now you're gonna do it again? Like that to me is kind of silly. And I think it's fair to say now that we are almost 70 games into the season.
Yeah.
Paul George was the dumbest acquisition of the fucking offseason. Is that fair to say? Or am I do I need to let the rest of the season play out?
For the 76ers or just like throughout the league?
Throughout the league. Because think about why he's been a fucking trash can, Tyler.
Because he's been unhealthy too?
Because he's been focused on his bum-ass podcast, bro.
He's quit the podcast. He's shut the podcast down.
Dude. He threw his team under the bus multiple times on his stupid fucking podcast. He's been saying clown shit, not holding himself accountable on his dumbass podcast. And now that the fucking season is completely gone, your signing you was an abject fucking failure.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're focused on the game. Oh my God, Paul, thank you. Thank you for your appreciation and dedication to your fucking work.
Paul leaned up on 2K with already 28 games from the top seed.
Dude, yeah.
Like literally
it's
30
so
games out of number
stupid.
one.
Like, at this point, you're valid. At this point, don't say shit, bro. Just stop your fucking podcast and hoop. Him saying it points out that, dude, you're literally admitting that you've been focused on this stupid-ass podcast too much.
Yeah. Him admitting that was bad.
Bro, it's a fucking podcast, Paul. What's wrong with you? Like, it's a radio show. Like, what do you mean? How do you lose focus for the game you claim to love over a goddamn radio show? That to me is insane.
Yeah.
Bro, we don't give up like important shit. Just like we have to give up episodes if we're busy. Like, Paul, the fact that you need to be pointed out to that you got to focus on the game is, what are we talking about?
Yeah, it's rough.
Paul George, I'm like,
and
we've believed in him over the years.
The funny thing is, he did that and like thought he was showing like a level of leadership, like he was being like a good role model by doing that.
KD, is that not KD level delusion?
Yeah, it is.
Literally, I expect KD to say something like that.
It is, but the problem with Paul is like I do think Paul actually does care. I just think he's like I don't want to say he's not smart, but like I just don't think he knows when to do it. But I actually like if KD did the same thing, I wouldn't think KD did it because he actually cared about the team. Like I do think Paul actually does care about the team.
And
I think
it's a lot more like the difference between Phoenix guys quit, no question. With Paul, he's been hurt like too much to be consistent.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, I'm not even I really didn't want you to stop the podcast. I just thought it was disgusting that you couldn't hold yourself accountable on the podcast and that you're like throwing team meetings under the bus.
Right.
That to me is like, so now Philly's completely fucked. Now we have no idea what Embiid's future is.
And even aside from Embiid, everyone Eric Gordon was their starting 2 guard this year. He's hurt. Lowry was their starting point guard this year.
How old is Eric Gordon?
He's old.
He's old as shit.
He's old. Yeah, he's old.
He should not starting at the 2 is insane, Nick Nurse. What are we doing?
But I'm just saying they're missing. Jared McCain ended up starting at the guard at one point this year. He's out for the season. I don't know when Lowry is supposed to come back. They just got Jalen Hood-Schifino. He's already hurt. So they're like the team just completely broke down. And Paul is playing with a shoulder injury that he has to get surgery on at the end of the season. So it's like this is just like everyone got hurt this year for them. They just collapsed.
What killed me is like Paul, the whole season could have handled it so much better. And that's it. Like it's that easy for this. Like you said, like the season didn't go well. The main reason should be the fucking injuries.
Yeah.
And Paul saying, I got to focus more. Like Paul, like again, take that shit to the grave, bro. Why would you admit that?
Yeah, he just doesn't have the media training.
Dude, his career in like media media behavior is like one of the worst in history. Oh my God.
Dude, you know Ryan Russillo?
Yeah.
He said on his pod the other day that if he was a millionaire and like needed to sink his company, but like wasn't allowed to just say something to sink it, he'd just hire Paul George as PR. He said if I needed to just drop the stock of my company, like go bankrupt, but I like just can't do it myself, I would just hire Paul George.
He's probably the best pick objectively. Like he always says like the worst thing. Paul, no, please, there's no way. Like, please don't say anything else. It's
Ryan said that.
It's like irony that he turned out to have one of the more popular podcasts, and he fucked that up by saying dumb shit too. Come on, Paul.
When Ryan said that, they were like talking about something else, and like that's what made it so. It was so random. He just randomly said, "Yo, by the way, if I ever had $1 million, I'd sink my company just by hiring."
Because he probably saw it was probably when he fresh off was seeing this statement about the podcast.
It probably was, yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah, like seeing him play well last night. Well, play well, but hit the winner, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I hate like he's such a talented player. And I want him to be a leader where he's like focused, happy, and like just hooping.
Yeah.
But Philly, I feel bad for Philly, man. It's been a rough year for them. I mean, Philly basketball, yes.
Yeah. The what if Paul George staying on Indiana would be a good what if episode. But
it tells me that he asked like he fell out with the Clippers over like a max player, and he had to be like reminded to focus on the game. Like, come on, Paul, that's not. We can't be doing that.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. Golden State also is playing Kevin Knox like minutes and not playing Trace Jackson Davis. I don't know like what's going on.
Dude, Kerr's mad scientist rotations will be something we'll talk about for the rest of his career.
Yeah. Yeah. I did have someone else I wanted to mention.
It's been a lot of like
This is the
random, like
negative part.
Zion is back playing really well for no
Yeah,
reason at all.
yeah, he's been
Uh,
cooking.
Portland
Kind of
has like really climbed out of being trash. Like they're really average to borderline solid.
won 4 games in a row. They may catch Phoenix.
Yeah, they're very likely. The way they've been playing the last like 2-3 months has just been on a steady climb.
It's almost like they waited to the deadline to see if they were going to blow it up or not. And then when they realize they're not blowing it up, they're like, "All right, let's start playing." Like, all right, we're good. We're not tanking. Like, so let's turn up.
I think it's similar to Sacramento actually, where like early in the season, I think Chauncey was like overthinking it, trying to establish guys and figuring like if Scoot's going to be like a more prominent option. And now they're just running. Like they're just attacking. They'll run like the quickest actions to get shots. They're not doing too much.
Yeah.
Like they're the exact roster you want that from.
And they're another team scoring a lot of points.
Yeah.
Like they score a lot of points every single game. And they have amazing balance for a team that's like doesn't have any like real stars. Like in the Nets game, you said you watched some of that, right?
Yeah.
No Robert Williams, no Thibault, no Jeremy Grant, no Avdia, who are like 4 starters.
And they came out cooking.
Yeah. They missed 4 starters and still scored 121 points.
Yeah.
And still had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in double figures, which is crazy. It's hard to beat a team that has 7 players in double figures, like no matter who it is.
And that's where like
70 points
you have to play fast to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do. Yeah. For everyone to be getting shots.
To be involved like that, to have so many guys involved. And they have such a good balance of like who they play through. It's not, always Avdia. It's not always Simons. It's never like, not never, but it doesn't feel stagnant to where it's one guy too much.
Yeah, and they have a lot of guys who can go different paces. Like Shaedon Sharpe has a nice slow pace game, but also is a deadly transition scorer. Simons also is a deadly, like, Simon's another one who's could be the fastest player on the court sometimes, but also like is actually really good in half court. They're tough. Delano Banton is like that too. He has a nice change of pace to his game.
Yeah, I really like, and I think that's where Chauncey's like experience as a player really helps. Because there's like a clear focus on guys being comfortable out there.
Yeah, I think he definitely knows how to put guys in the position that like is their sweet spot. Like, okay, you like this? All right, we're gonna get you in that spot, and then he does it.
I want to see more of that from the teams that are kind of stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, show me your kind of best and worst case look if guys are really just like playing off of instinct.
Mm-hmm.
And I would really like for them to sneak in the play-in. I think they can.
I like to see them fully healthy. Like, I don't know if Robert Williams is ever going to be healthy, but
that's a tough ask.
But like with Ayton and Thibault out there with the guys that are already all like, the game before that they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in double figures too. They get 7 in double figures like 3 games a week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then that's without, again, 2 starters. Thibault and Ayton are, I mean, I don't know if Thibault still starts with Denny going crazy, but Thibault and Ayton are like really starting or rotation pieces that aren't even there. And they're still getting 7 guys in double figures. And they're guys who get double figures most of the time. So, I think they could be good. I think this is a good step in the right direction, because I don't even know if they need to be like a lottery pick again.
Yeah, they just need to get somebody solid.
Yeah, they need to get someone who like could be a star, but maybe isn't quite there yet. That could go and like
give you a perfect guy. I was sleeping on his castle for the Spurs, like a guy who's maybe limited because of the team, but if you evaluate him honestly, like the clear potential for his NBA talents there.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I was thinking maybe even like like someone from Charlotte, like maybe a Bridges, who Bridges could be the best player on like a decent team instead of like a crappy team like he is.
He needs
I think if
to
he went
change the
there,
scenery for sure.
yeah, like it's time he could go step up, get an actual step up in his career, because he's definitely in purgatory just because he's on that team.
And he's cooking, by the way. Like LaMelo's been fun, but just like erratic. Bridges has been like the steady leader, the go-to guy down the stretch. He plays without the ball when they ask. He plays with the ball when they ask. Like he's been fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And again, they're fucking.
You know who else?
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're hot garbage.
Like Portland actually, there's like meaning in Portland because they're like solid.
Yeah. Even I think like a Hero or well, I was gonna say Bridges, but Nick's got Bridges now. But it's one of those guys who could step up and just score more than they do. Because if they just had someone who like always got 28 or 25 on Portland instead of trying to figure out who's gonna be in double figures every night, they'd be in a better situation than they are like alone. They just had someone that they really could count on to get buckets. They really don't right now.
Yeah.
It's always kind of a surprise who leads them in scoring every night. Let's see.
There was one more team I wanted to talk about positively, just because it's been a while. And well, actually, I don't think we talked about them at all this year. Detroit Pistons are back.
Yeah.
Detroit Pistons are back in a pretty big way.
Yeah, they are. Another team with great balance, great roster, and made the right coaching decision in the offseason.
Yes. And this is actually different from like Sacramento and Portland, where because I thought the team didn't have direction. But that really wasn't the case. Is they needed somebody to focus the direction they had. And that's where JB, like, he's doubled down on the things they already wanted to commit to, but he's showing like how it makes sense. Because we saw Cade Cunningham as a point guard, and he looked pretty good last year playing it.
Yeah,
didn't really make sense though. Where it's like, who else is developing here? Nobody. Like, what's the ceiling here? No idea. This year, you saw it early in the season. I know he's hurt now, but Jaden Ivey was like a different player this season.
He was.
And a lot of that is like when your rotation makes sense and there's roles and there's an understanding for what you're doing, you're not doing dumb shit all the time like he was, before that.
The key there for me is roles. Like, this year, you can clearly see that JB went and told each of these guys what he wants them to do.
Yes.
And, like, they go out there and actually do it. Like, everyone looks like they have a mission every game. Like, Jalen Duren, I need a double-double every single night. He gets a double-double every single night. Like, Asara Thompson, I need you to guard the toughest guy. I need you to be the most athletic player in the gym. He goes and does that every single night. And then Cade is just very controlled this year.
And think about it, in the offseason, they signed guys specifically to fit jobs, like to fit roles. Because
we don't have shooting. Let's get Hardaway Jr., let's get Beasley.
Exactly. And Tobias and Hardaway Jr., like, on their own, I was kind of negative, like, what the hell is the point of getting these two guys? Like, they've kind of not been fitting where they've been, but they're veterans. They've been in multiple situations. And this team was so young. They needed guys who, like, understand what it takes to be steady.
Yeah.
And that's why I think the turnaround for them, like, you look at their depth now, and there's a perfect balance to young, up-and-coming team and, like, balanced, ready to, like, potentially improve and contend in the playoffs team.
Yeah.
And I did not fathom this team making that leap in half a season.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought JB, like, I like JB, but even if I predicted him to do well, I thought it'd take 2 years. the fact that he's got this team going into the playoffs, they're going to be the biggest question mark as far as how good they are.
Yeah.
And they have the exact size you want. They have good guard play. Their bench guys are playing with such confidence. They got what's his name is playing phenomenal. Malik Beasley, who I've been hating on for years, is playing phenomenal.
Yep.
They had another small guard who's playing great. I totally forgot.
Schroeder?
Oh, yeah, Schroeder came in there. He's fit right in. I'm forgetting maybe a wing or somebody. But they had another young guy who's just been really solid.
Ronald Holland has been good for them.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and I don't even. He's from G League Ignite. He's been cooking for them lately, actually.
And it's crazy for a team that we've watched the last few years. It's like a random collection of talent. There's no structure. It's just like bullshit. For them to flip that, and now they're they run real sets for different guys. There's a clear-cut goal to how they're going to play. There's an identity. And it goes to show that, if you get the right coach, you could turn it around way faster than you would think.
Yeah.
I can't tell you anybody who thought this team would be, genuinely a serious playoff team.
Yeah, no, I definitely didn't.
And I want to bet that they'd win 30 games. There's still, 20 games left.
Yeah. They still got time.
I really like what I'm seeing from them. And beyond just Cade, beyond just JB Bickerstaff, this whole roster is quickly getting better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I really like watching them play too. I never thought I would like watching them play, but they are fun to watch.
I know. I'm telling you, seeing Tobias in a role that makes sense, because we haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Yeah. He actually is stretching the floor finally.
Yeah, it's not when he's not shooting well, he doesn't need to touch the ball a lot. He always looks 6'10" out there, as he should.
Yeah.
Just simple.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I got, I think.
Yeah, that's it for the teams that I wanted to deep dive a little bit.
Who you got in the draft, in the NFL draft? Who's going first?
I would hope Cam Ward.
Cam Ward first?
I'm hoping. I mean, I guess Shedeur is probably gonna be first.
I don't know. I think they'll go Cam Ward before Shedeur.
Well, in that case, then Hunter's probably gonna be the first pick.
Right. Yeah, I think it'll be Hunter. But people are. I mean, this is the first draft I can remember that's been super. People really don't know what's going on with the first 5 picks.
Yeah, I saw that most of the running backs are putting up elite 40 times.
Yeah.
So you're getting straight speedsters coming out.
The dude from UNC is a beast, and I mean he put up a great time, and he's big.
Genty's coming out, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think so.
He
didn't go to the combine, I don't think.
I hope he gets picked early. I want to see what he could do.
They got him going 20th right now to Denver.
Ooh, that's actually a great spot.
Yeah, but he might go 19th to Tampa Bay, which also would be fire.
Well, it's weird because Tampa Bay doesn't run it as a lot, so it's tough to get excited for him there. But Denver, they're actually slow and physical, so I could see that actually making an immediate impact, I think.
Yeah, but maybe they don't run it because they don't have someone like him.
That's true.
Tampa.
But this draft is looking very stacked.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I can't remember a time where the top 5 really could be anybody. Tennessee needs anyone that is projected to go in the top 5. They need a quarterback. They need an edge rusher. They need an offensive tackle. They need it all.
Fuck around and move up for another top 10 pick.
Yeah, like they really do need all that stuff. Cleveland doesn't really need an edge, but they got them getting an edge at 2 when they kind of needed quarterback too. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
Cleveland definitely does.
Yeah, I hope Hunter falls to the Giants. That's all I hope. Hunter and Neighbors together.
You guys don't deserve a good draft. I hope you get the shittiest player in the draft.
probably will. They'll probably get Shador just for the fun.
Find another fucking Daniel Jones. All right, good luck, New York.
Yeah, people keep saying they're going to get a quarterback. They're not.
Who gives a fuck?
They've never committed to it.
They're not going to be able to protect him. Who cares?
They've never committed to a black quarterback. Like we just know this is just the Giants. Like this is who we're talking about. They had Geno kick him to the curb, and then Geno goes to like 3 straight Pro Bowls now.
Yeah,
like, and we have Daniel Jones. Well, not anymore, but
Saquon just got robbed of an MVP and is almost got a Super Bowl MVP.
Right. Yeah. So Giants suck. Anyway. All right. Well, you have anything else? Any other sports stuff to talk about?
No, I mean.
Wait, I do. I have a big one. Oh, okay. You go first.
No, I was just. I'm going to be looking at the standings a lot more moving forward because we're getting to the closing stretch. I'm excited to see some of the potential matchups we could get.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. It is going to be really, really interesting. So many. The standings are really close too. So on both sides.
I'm lying. I'm not completely, but I'm taking a big break from the NBA for the next month because March Madness is coming.
Oh yeah, March Madness is going to be good this year.
It's going to be a lot of the top teams have been getting upset the last 2 months. That's all I know.
And it's newer teams in the top now. Like Florida is back up on top, and
John's is back up there. I saw.
Yeah, Patino's the first coach to win 5 different conference championships with 5 different teams.
Never want to hear any question about his basketball coaching credibility.
Yeah, he's probably the most underrated of all time at this point. Underrated because he doesn't get any credit like that, but it is what it is.
He should be sucked like Jim Harbaugh is. Like there's a lot of people who really think Jim Harbaugh is like this fucking guru wherever he goes.
Yeah.
Pitino is the basketball equivalent of that.
Yeah, because he actually is a guru everywhere he goes. But yeah, you're right.
Every spot.
Yeah.
But what were you going to bring up?
Diana Taurasi announced her retirement.
Mm-hmm.
The GOAT.
Yeah.
One of the GOATs at least, but the GOAT up until now, GOAT scorer in WNBA history, finally announced her retirement. Diana's she's just a special.
She made the game look too easy. I hate.
Yeah.
As I'm a hater of people who play like that, but it just always looks so easy for her.
It did. Yeah, it did. She would just bucket after bucket. Yeah, after 20 years.
She could so seamlessly go from point to combo. I mean, most of the NBA guys to this day are struggling to find a balance.
Yeah.
And she just had it. It seemed like, I don't remember when the first year I saw her, but she's always had it seemed like.
Yeah, I mean, her resume is so ridiculous. 2-time Naismith College Player of the Year, 3-time NCAA champion, 2-time NCAA Most Outstanding Player. That's just NCAA there. 3-time WNBA champion, 2-time Finals MVP, 11-time All-Star, 10-time All-WNBA First Team, 4-time All-Second Team, Rookie of the Year, 5-time scoring champion, assist champion, WNBA peak performer is given to who leads the league in scoring, rebounds, and assists. She's done that 6 times.
I mean, bro,
it's so ridiculous.
Put her in the Hall of Fame now. There's no shot we're waiting to put her in there.
Yeah, I think she got to already be in there.
Shove her ass in there, make a statue.
Yeah, for sure. She has to have a statue. 4, 5, 6-time Olympic gold medalist, 4-time USA basketball female athlete of the year.
Bro, at this point, LeBron would be like, yo, even my resume is like a little not as quite crazy as that.
Yeah. She went to the Turkish league. I guess it was like a lockout or something, or in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And Russian league. She's 6-time Euro League champ, 7-time Russian league champ, 3-time Russian Cup winner, 3-time Russian League Player of the Year. She won Russian League MVP 3 times, Turkish National League champ, Turkish Cup winner. She just wins everywhere she goes.
Ball is life. That's all I heard.
Yeah.
Straight winner, straight dominating, like at every possible level. I mean, she was probably doing wild shit in high school, putting up like historic stats.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. She's just I have no problem with her. She's probably the best female guard I've ever seen.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, she's special, and for people who haven't got to consume her, any of her playing basketball, you have to go like just spend a day and just watch her highlights because she was just ridiculous.
Yeah,
just ridiculous. She's only one of 11 women to win an Olympic gold medal, an NCAA championship, a FIBA World Cup, and a WNBA championship. So. Yeah.
How many years did she play? Like 22?
20 in the league. 20 in the league. Yeah. 2004 to 2024.
Sheesh.
Yeah. So shout out to Diana, man. Amazing career. She'll go do something else cool, I'm sure. I'm sure she'll be at a lot of games. Yeah. She'll get her statue at some point.
Easily could coach, easily could be involved, coach at a lower level, like whatever she wants.
Yeah. Oh, you want to hear? Here's her high school awards. She was the 2000 Cheryl Miller Award, which is the LA Times Best Player in Southern California. She was the 1999 and 2000 Miss Basketball of California. She was 2000 Naismith and Parade Magazine National High School Player of the Year. Finished with 3,047 points.
Like, bro, she was literally like she has a legit better resume than LeBron.
Fourth most points in California history.
Sheesh, that is wild.
At 6, she's only 6 foot.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So, she went crazy. Yeah. So, shout out to Diana, man. I had to make sure shouted her out. Let's see. I think that's it. I think that was the only thing I really want to make sure I got. Yep. All right. Well, thank you for listening as always. We'll be back soon. Follow, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you guys next time.